How much money would you have today if you invested $10,000 in Apple the day it went public and reinvested all the dividend payouts? Stick around, and we'll take a deeper dive into buy and hold, market timing, and about dividends. We'll give you some insights about Apple as well. For those who are new to the channel, welcome aboard. We like to talk about money in this channel. If you find this video interesting, please quickly click on the like button, and if you want more of our videos, take a moment to smash that subscribe button as well. So back to Apple's historical performance. So, I want you to do this with me, so you are convinced that I'm not making this up. Please take a moment to go to your favorite search engine and type in stock total return calculator. Now there are probably many of them there. And depending on which search engine you're using, you might get a different one. Click the one that says DQYDJ. It's the one that says stock total return and dividend reinvestment calculator. Or you can look at the description text in this video and click on that link there. This website is an online calculator that tells you how much you'll have if you invested a certain amount of money at a certain time. Factoring in that you're reinvesting the dividend payouts. Dividends are a form of profit-sharing payments that a company pays to their shareholders, usually on a regular basis. So now type in the symbol for Apple. AAPL. Then select today's date but choose a year 10 years ago from today. Enter $10,000. If you wanted to show events that took place such as dividend payout dates, click that too. You don't need to select periodic investments, because you're not putting in any more money after the $10,000 investment. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. You'll have roughly $160,484. And a 32.05% average annual return, if you had invested $10,000 in Apple 10 years ago from today. Consider the fact that the stock market on average performed around 8% every year, for the last few decades. That's an amazing return. Now let's see what we get if we put in 2001 for the year. How much would we have now if we had invested $10,000 20 years ago? Keep all the other parameters the same. And click the calculate button. You're in for another surprise. Oh my goodness. That's over $5 million. $5,405,735.07 and an average of 37% annualized return. That's simply jaw-dropping. For $10,000 initial investment 20 years ago, that would have bought you a pretty nice retirement today. Now, let's see how much you would have today, if you had invested $10,000 into Apple, 30 years ago. Hold on a moment please while I figure out this confusing interface. Let's scroll down to 1991, which would make it precisely 30 years ago from today. For $10,000 initial investment 30 years ago. And now the moment of truth. Isn't that just amazing? You would have a staggering $17,648,853.89, with an annual return rate of 28.3%. This is even more amazing. Almost $18 million worth of Apple you'd have owned, if you had gotten in 30 years ago with just $10,000. From $10,000 all the way to $17.6 million. Imagine the number of vacation homes, Tesla cars, and exotic vacations you could have with $17.6 million. Now, this got me really curious. Do you know when Apple became a public company? So let's do this together and look up the exact date, see for ourselves. I recall it was in 1980s, but I don't recall the exact year. So let's search for the answer. What if you were a savvy investor who got an Apple right from the start? What if you invested $10,000 the very first day that it traded on the stock exchange? How much would you have right now? To answer this question, we want to find out from a more credible source. Too long. I don't want to read all this right now. Don't get me wrong, I like Wikipedia, but it doesn't seem to be a great way to get a short and concise answer. Let's search for the keyword IPO, and see if it can get us the answer that we are looking for. Interesting, when I search for IPO on Wikipedia about Apple, the terms that it matches to are those of iPods. That's funny. It makes sense though, since it has the letters IPO in the word iPod. Let's try this again and look up the exact date that Apple went public. This article says that the date is December 12, 1980. That seems to be the correct answer. So, now put this into the calculator. December 11, 1980. We use the day before just to make sure we're not missing the first date. Since it has no data on the day before, it would likely ignore that blank data point anyway and start from the morning of December 12, 1980. Initial starting amount is $10,000. End date would be February 7, 2021. You're not adding any more money. So, here we go. This is the moment you've been waiting for. How much would you have if you put $10,000 in Apple the very first day that Apple began to trade as a public company, and if you had also reinvested all the dividends paid out to you? Wow! This is truly jaw-dropping. $191,216,306. You'd have almost $200 million today. That's an annual rate of return at roughly 28% if you put in $10,000 the first day that Apple became a public company. Despite all the chaos going on in today's world along with a struggling US economy, the Nasdaq is doing exceptionally well and more than recovered from its March 2020 lows. FANG stocks have been performing exceptionally well year after year. Even as their market caps set the Guinness Book of World Records, it just kept going up. Even as the world economy started to tank, Apple and the rest of the FANG stocks thrived in the middle of a pandemic. So, what does this tell you about buy and hold versus active trading? Unless you're a savvy trader, you're most likely in the 99% who lose money by trying to time the market. If you find a company that is an industry leader, has a track record of coming up with products that change the world, do you want to try to buy and sell it? Or do you think it's better to just hold it for as long as possible? You also want to reinvest the dividend payout so that it automatically buys more shares. Warren Buffett had once said that the ideal time to hold a good stock is indefinite. When you find a diamond in the rough, you probably should hold it for as long as you can. Apple sounds a lot like that unicorn money maker that makes you money while you sleep. I'm sure there are other companies like that today. If you know of any unicorns out there, please share them in the comments below. Well, that's all for today. If you enjoyed watching this video, please smash the like button below and subscribe to our channel. Let's make money together. Click on the notification bell so that you don't miss any updates when we find the next great opportunities for you. Thank you for watching and have a great day.